Hi beautiful, for today's video I am going to try and do a makeup tutorial using this L'Oreal La Palette Nude, and this one is in the shade Rosé or Rose. So it has a bunch of like cool tone, very soft romantic look. So I will try to do like a more dramatic look out of this palette. And without further ado, let's hop right into the tutorial. So to prime my face, I am going to use the Becca Evermatte Poreless Primer, and I will just use a teeny tiny bit since this one is very intense. So I will just put that much and then just dab it on the areas where I need it the most. So around here. I will actually let the primer sit for a while, and so we're going into the eyes. To prime my eyes, I'm going to start with this salmon shade right here from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. Since I have a lot of darkness in my lids, I'm going to just pop on this shade to cancel them out. And for concealer, I'm just gonna go with that concealer right here as my eyeshadow base. And to set the eyes, I'm just gonna go with this Napoleon Perdis Couture Contour and that white shade right there, just to set the concealer. Now that the eyes is set, we're gonna go over to the palette, and for transition shade, I'm actually going to start off with this shade right here and use a fluffy brush. And then with a bit smaller brush, I am going to use this shade right here, which is like a taupey warm taupe color. That makes sense. Then with a brush, using the brush that comes with a palette, I'm actually gonna go with this darker shade right here to darken up the crease or the outer V and a little bit in the crease. And then go over with that skinny brush and kind of blend. And then I'm going to use this like burgundy almost shade right here all over my lid, and to apply that I'm just going to use my pinky finger, because I feel like if I pick up the shade with my finger, I get the most pigment. So I'm going to just apply it just on sort of in the middle and working my way towards the outer and leaving the inner portion a bit bare, because we're gonna go over it with the light shade. Then with that skinny brush, I'm going to blend. This palette is okay, like the pigmentation is there, but it's not amazing. So now that it's blended, I'm actually going to go with this kind of lighter shade here, and that shade is matte, just to blend the edges. This eye is always so hard to blend. For some reason it has a funny shape. I actually want that shade to pop, so I might pick up this shade right here with my ring finger and just pop it in the middle. Yes. Now we're talking. That made it 10 times better. And for the inner corner, I'm going to use this shade right here, which is like a peachy shade, with a pencil brush and just brighten the inner corner. And for foundation today, I'm actually going to mix two, which is the Matte and Polish in 310 Sun Beige, and this one is the Milani Conceal and Perfect in Tan. This one is a little bit darker than my skin tone, and this one is a bit too light, so I'm going to mix these two in a foundation or in a palette. To conceal and highlight, I'm actually gonna go back with this Anastasia Beverly Hills and then get a little bit of that salmon shade just to counteract the darkness that I have under here. I'm going to pick up the concealer with my sponge and conceal. Now that the under eyes is concealed, I'm going to highlight using the banana shade. And to contour, I'm going to use the mixture of the shades Cinnamon and Chocolate, so these two right here. To set all of that, I'm going to use my baby powder and pack it on my face. Now that my face smells like a baby spot, I am going to just quickly set the contour with this shade right here. I know it's a bit warm, but I don't really want to have that really strong contour, so I'll just slightly set them so it doesn't go anywhere throughout the day. And for blush, I am going to use my current favorite, which is the Essence blush in Berry Mary, and I will just like tap because this is quite pigmented. And for highlight, I am going to use the Sleek makeup, and as usual, I'm going to mix these two shades right here, the powder and highlight. Lower lash line, I am going to just use this shade right here and smudge it all over my lash line. For the lower lash line, I'm actually going to go back to that peachy shade and then connect the highlight from the top. I'm the highlight a little bit, I'm going to use this cream shade. So I just tight lined my eyes and applied my mascara. I don't really like wearing false lashes, so for me this is more than enough, and this is kind of like my usual go-to even if I wear smoky eyes. But for the lips, I am going to line my lips with this MAC lip liner in Soar, which is this color right here. And then for my lipstick, I am going to use the MAC lipstick in Brave, which is that one there, because it will tie in with the look. So here is the finished makeup look. I actually quite like the L'Oreal palette Nude and this one right here, specifically in the shade Rosé, because it has a mixture of like a cool tone and sort of like you can get away with this kind of palette on everyday wear as well. And I like the kind of like rosy, very soft vibe that it gives. So this is my look, first look. It's quite dramatic because I really wanted to try the dark colors first and then we'll move on to the light. So this will be my first makeup look using this palette, and this is very appropriate for date nights or night outs. Obviously if you want to make it into full glam, you can add a little bit of lashes, but for me this is fine. I could get away with wearing this makeup look on everyday actually, because I like that kind of smoky look, especially in winter time. So yeah, and stay tuned for the other two looks that I'm going to come up with using this palette, and I hope you guys enjoy this makeup look. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye!